Hi, Kathy here from Goal Firm, and today we're going to talk a bit about strategy. So Jim Collins says that our business strategy should answer three questions for us. Number one, which innovations do we focus on? Number two, how do we prepare for the bad times? And number three, how do we build on our successes? So today we're going to focus on how our strategy informs innovation. Now, back to Jim Collins. As a result of his research, he learned that the longest lasting and most successful companies did not innovate more than other companies, nor were they any better at predicting the future. It turns out that the difference between those successful and the less successful companies were that the successful ones, they were better at a disciplined approach to their innovation. So it turns out that a disciplined approach to innovation is a competitive advantage. Now, Jim Collins refers to this as firing bullets, then cannonballs. So let's unpack this a little bit. So what exactly is firing bullets? What is a disciplined approach to innovation? Well, this is really what it looks like. So we get this great idea, and we then look for a low cost and low risk way to trial that idea, to kind of put it out there and see what feedback we get. So that's what we do. We find this low cost, low risk. We take that idea, we put it out there, we get feedback. We take that feedback and we make some tweaks and adjustments to that idea. And then we put it out there again and we get more feedback. Now, after we go through that cycle, again, remember, this is low cost, low risk. Once we go through that cycle a few times, we have some data. So one of two things likely will happen at this point. Our data either is pointing to the fact that this idea isn't looking so special, and we set aside that idea we're working on, at least for right now, or that data is like, ooh, this has got some promise, it's got some possibility to it. And then we continue in that disciplined approach of making adjustments, putting it out there, that adjusted idea, and gathering feedback. Now, after we go through this a certain number of times, we now have evidence. Disciplined approach. We have evidence, not wishful thinking and not opinion. We have evidence that points to the fact that this likely is going to be a worthwhile innovation. Once we have that evidence, now it's time to add more resources into that idea and to really launch something into our marketplace. Now, Jim Collins refers to this as a calibrated cannonball, but it really is about gathering data. And gathering that data lets us know which innovations to set aside and which to pursue. And when we have data, that evidence that points to the idea that this innovation could be really successful, then and only then do we actually put more resources into it. Because the risk of that innovation, it appears that the reward is worth the risk we're going to take to put more resources into it. So that is the disciplined approach to innovation. So my question for you today is, if you don't know, pull out your strategic plan. What does it say about innovation? And do you have it documented in your strategic plan what your disciplined approach to innovation really does look like? Have a fantastic week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.